G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Stuff and Such. We're making another little update video on the no-till situation into an old field and trying to see if we can stimulate feed for the short growing season that we do have. So if you haven't followed along, a brief recap is that we got a Nitro Seasonal Cocktail, it's called, through General Seed. There's a big long list of about 14 different seeds that are in it. They're ranging from radishes, turnips, sunflower, rye, sorghum Sudan, clover, mung bean I think there's, and so on and so forth. So where we are now, we're at a 5-week update. Now, my impression at the moment is that it's not overly exceptional. It's not overly exciting. There's some seed growing. I'll flip you around here. You can kind of see the little lines running, and that would be the oats coming in for the most part. There's the odd other thing coming in, some Hairy Vetch right there, and some peas there. But overall, it's not doing too great. There's some spots that are doing better than others. Based on the color of the seed, of the new growth, they're lacking in nutrients. So there's really kind of a dead soil under here. And interestingly, you can kind of see, I don't know if it'll show up, like there, is where a cow pie was about a month ago. And here's some here. This is the first time that this has ever been grazed in probably 20 some years. So it's interesting seeing how that really kickstarts an old pasture, which is sort of an obvious thing. So it'll be interesting trying to integrate a more, because this is the first time it's been pastured, I think I might have said that, in 20 years. So it'll be interesting to see a progression of putting cattle on here. I don't have overly much more to add on to that side of things. I have another little section I want to take you to. So another 3-4 weeks and that'll be the final trial for this year. The final results have to be in at that point, because then we have about a 4-month grazing window at max, which means you can't spend them all growing. Some of them have to be spent feeding. So I have seen some promising signs though. Here it's a little bit stunty. Here they're coming in, the clovers and stuff, quite nicely. They're just really, I guess bluntly, they're rather useless when it comes to a sustainable feed. That's kind of not what I was trying to accomplish. You get little glimpses of positivity, such as this little patch right here. And I guess I'll take you to that part and show you. So this is a sorghum Sudan. It's up, I don't know, about the pocket height, and 5 weeks. So there's possibility here. I just think I need to do one crucial step, and I'll touch on that when I get back to my other field. But hang tight and I shall journey through the woods and get to my other field and show you some little examples. Okay, welcome back. We're now at the home field, couple acres. This field has been grazed for probably 6 years, I guess, and reasonably rotated, and so it does have a lot of fertilizer and feed and seed in the ground from all the hay bales that have been fed to it over the years. So this is a really interesting field right now. There's lots of little examples, little lessons, and hopefully I can try and pass on what they're teaching me. So here we are. It's not very deep. One day less than the field we were just at. So 4 weeks and 5 days sort of thing. Here we have our strips of grass going along. We have our sorghums popping up a little higher than other ones. That's what the little taller ones are doing. So it's producing equally, I guess, to the grass that's already here. The peas and stuff are kind of competing, but I want to show you the really interesting stuff. So on this spot we had several places that were dead barren ground. Let's try not to be too sophisticated here. It was just a dry patch, quite similar to this, but not quite. It was where a bale was grazed. So you can see, I'll put you down. So you can see how high the sorghum already is up, about 30 days. Down here, the radish is already starting. We have peas higher. We have the oats coming up here. Basically everything's just doing better. First thought was that it was just a stronger manure load, but I don't think that's primarily it. I think it certainly helped. I'll take you to another spot. You got these dirty old ferns. It's up here, pretty barren ground, really dry, nothing wants to grow. This hasn't been drilled because there's rocks. But I managed to get up on top. And here was just a bare spot. It was just like that, couldn't get in. And here we have a lot more success. Not quite as vibrant, but not bad, not quite as tall. But it's still doing quite well. So you can see the little different better patches that come up good. Now it could be simply something as simple as as a better manure load, and that was the only reason it came up way better. If that's the case, a simple broadcasting of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, would really spring it up, which isn't a big expense, I guess, on a small scale like this. I was hoping that the legumes would contribute, but maybe they only contribute next year after they die. I heard that's how legumes work. One thing I would love to try, and I may still yet, because I don't have very many more growing seasons to practice with, 10 more and I'll be 40 something, and at which point it's kind of start to hand a bit of the reins over to the kids, so I kind of have to be diligent with my time that I do have. I'm wondering about what if I sprayed a Roundup, killed everything, and then drilled into it, how that would produce. Got this beautiful patch here. So what I would do is I'd come from the other side of the fence, drop a bale and bale feed right here, and you can see just the amount of life that's in this. So it could simply be the manure, the effects of the organic matter, and that's why it's just popped. And maybe by sticking with the radishes and legumes, I would then see a drastic improvement over the years. This spot's interesting. This is so from that post to that white bucket, I made a rectangle here and trapped my sheep in here for about 2 months to hold them off the grass pasture while it grows, and has done that. It went, sorry, got distracted looking at sheep. It was eaten down to nothing. It was completely dead, barren, vacant ground, and the native stuff is coming back. It's really doing quite well. See the line. But you can see exactly where the fence was, because it just came over and it collapses. So I am seeing strong potential here. I don't know what quite to make of all these results yet. Now that I've given it some thorough looking, I'll kind of reanalyze what I think and make a decision. But if I could make an entire pasture look like that, minus the weeds, in 5 weeks, that would be a wild amount of feed. I just have to figure out how to do it. If you had any obvious suggestions or out of the box suggestions, I'm all ears. Yeah. I don't anticipate it getting much better, but I'll touch base within a week or two when I find something of note, and then go from there. I don't know if I said this out louder in my head yet, but I'm wondering about spraying a section with Roundup after grazing it off, and then planting it real heavy again, and that would give me the month of August. I should say it is July 22nd I'd have all of August, mid-September, so 45 days of growth on that next test, and then that could give me some information on what I should do for the following year. Because right now I don't think I would do it again. It would kind of break my heart a little bit to kill all this, but you kind of have to make a decision and see what you can figure out in life. Anyways, that's enough rambling on for me, so I will let you go, and I will hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.